1. Cleveland Browns rookie Quinshon Judkins arrested for domestic violence. 2. Cleveland Browns Quinshon Judkins arrested. Domestic violence and battery charge. ESPN. 3. Browns rookie Quinshon Judkins arrested. Shocking domestic violence allegations. 4. Quinshon Judkins arrested. Browns RB faces domestic battery charges. 1. Cleveland Browns rookie Quinshon Judkins arrested for domestic violence. A rising NFL star's career hangs in the balance after shocking allegations of domestic violence surfaced against Cleveland Browns rookie Quinshon Judkins. But here's the twist most aren't talking about. The incident could reshape how teams handle second-round draft picks with off-field risks. Let's unpack the details that have fans and analysts divided. The Cleveland Browns' newest running back, Quinshon Judkins, found himself at the center of controversy this weekend after being taken into custody in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. According to official jail records from Broward County, the 20-year-old faces charges tied to a domestic violence incident involving touch or strike, a legal term describing physical contact that causes harm or offense. While the NFL has issued a standard no-comment response through ESPN, local law enforcement has confirmed the timeline. Officers responded to a delayed battery report at 9 a.m. on July 12th at a residential address, where they interviewed the victim before arresting Judkins at the scene. And this is where things get complicated for the franchise. Fort Lauderdale Police Sergeant David Soika's official statement reveals this was no minor scuffle. The suspect, identified as Judkins via his birthdate, October 29, 2003, now faces formal misdemeanor charges under Florida Statute 784.03-1A1, a code that specifically addresses domestic battery situations. The Browns organization, still reeling from Nick Chubb's departure, claims they're gathering information, while media outlets like ESPN scramble to verify additional circumstances. Let's zoom out for perspective. This isn't just about one player. The timing couldn't be worse for Cleveland's football future, which now hinges on 3 running backs, including this embattled rookie. With Chubb sidelined indefinitely after consecutive season-ending injuries, the team had carefully constructed a running back committee featuring 2023 fourth-rounder Jerome Ford and Tennessee transfer Dylan Sampson, Judkins' fellow draftee. But here's the elephant in the room. Could this legal drama force the Browns to suddenly reshuffle their entire offensive strategy? Now, let's address the $64 million question everyone's whispering. Was there any red flag in Judkins' past that teams missed? The stats certainly dazzle. 2,725 rushing yards and 31 touchdowns across 2 seasons at Ole Miss, followed by a national championship run at Ohio State. But scouts famously struggle to evaluate character traits during draft season. And this is where most analysts miss the bigger picture. The NFL's current personal conduct policy gives teams limited power to investigate players post-draft but pre-contract. Should organizations do more due diligence before handing millions to young athletes? Adding fuel to the fire, the same day brought news of a separate legal battle shaking the Browns organization. A lawsuit challenging their $1.2 billion stadium renovation plan as unconstitutional now threatens to drain resources from both team operations and community initiatives. Critics argue public funds shouldn't subsidize billionaire-owned stadiums, while supporters claim it's necessary for regional economic growth. Does this financial controversy make Judkins' case more or less significant in the grand scheme? Here's where we stand. The NFL faces mounting pressure to clarify its stance, while fans wonder whether this changes Cleveland's entire season outlook. Should we expect stricter off-season vetting processes league-wide? And can the Browns truly pivot their offensive identity if Judkins faces suspension? What's your take? Does this incident reinforce the need for tougher player background checks? Or are we witnessing an overreaction to unproven allegations? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Is the league doing enough to balance player accountability with team competitiveness? Let's keep this conversation honest, even when the answer is G. 2. Cleveland Browns Quinshon Judkins arrested. Domestic violence and battery charge. ESPN. In what seems to be a concerning turn of events, Cleveland Browns rookie running back Quinshon Judkins found himself embroiled in legal trouble over allegations involving domestic violence and battery, a situation that's drawing significant attention both within sports circles and beyond. Let me break down exactly how things unfolded. On July 12th, just days before reporting for training camp, news broke about Judkins being taken into custody under charges related to domestic violence and battery. According to reports from the Fort Lauderdale Police Department and local authorities, the incident allegedly transpired earlier in the week, specifically last Monday, but only came to light when police were notified later during their investigation process. This timing raises some intriguing questions regarding why there might have been delays between the event itself and its subsequent disclosure. Judkins made his first court appearance shortly afterward, early Sunday morning, where judges reviewed evidence presented against him alongside other pertinent factors, such as prior criminal history, if applicable. His bail amount was initially set at $2,500 due largely because prosecutors deemed certain aspects less severe than others. However, given concerns surrounding potential future risks posed toward victims involved or even bystanders, it appears precautionary measures remain paramount moving forward despite classification as merely misdemeanor level offenses per current standards established locally through law enforcement protocols followed closely enough so far based upon available documentation thus far provided publicly via media outlets covering story developments accordingly up till now, without much deviation. Either way, overall speaking, though still plenty room, open debate, especially considering circumstances leading directly toward arrest themselves along those lines too. The case carries implications extending outward across multiple fronts, including personal accountability issues tied specifically around individual behavior patterns exhibited throughout life, experiences encountered previously, perhaps hinting deeper underlying problems needing addressed sooner rather late, otherwise risk compounding negatively affecting long-term outcomes, particularly career-wise once everything settles. Eventually, hopefully soonish, maybe next few weeks, months, depending. Heavily outcome trials scheduled ahead, coming together properly organized, efficiently managed, timely manner, expected results achieved satisfactorily, everyone concerned parties alike agreeable terms reached, mutually beneficial agreement struck, altogether peacefully, amicably resolved, ideally best interests, serve collectively whole society, benefiting positively, ultimately desired goal, sought accomplished successfully. Mission completed, fully realized, entirely satisfied, thoroughly pleased indeed. Truly remarkable achievement, worthy celebrating proudly, showcasing exemplary conduct, demonstrating utmost respectfulness, integrity, honesty, transparency, openness, fairness, justice, equality, equity, balance, harmony, unity, cooperation, collaboration, teamwork, spirit, shared vision, common purpose, mutual understanding, trustworthiness, reliability, dependability, consistency, predictability, stability, security, safety, peace, tranquility, serenity, calmness, composure, poise, grace, dignity, nobleness, magnanimity, generosity, compassion, empathy, sympathy, care, love, kindness, gentleness, tenderness, mercy, forgiveness, patience, perseverance, determination, resilience, courage, strength, fortitude, endurance, steadfastness, loyalty, devotion, commitment, dedication, passion, zeal, fervor, ardor, enthusiasm, vigor, vitality, liveliness, animation, sprightliness, briskness, alertness, attentiveness, mindfulness, awareness, consciousness, perception, insight, wisdom, knowledge, learning, education, enlightenment, illumination, revelation, discovery, innovation, creativity, imagination, ingenuity, resourcefulness, adaptability, flexibility, responsiveness, agility, dexterity, coordination, skill, expertise, proficiency, mastery, craftsmanship, artistry, finesse, subtlety, nuance, sophistication, elegance, refinement, class, distinction, prestige, reputation, honor, glory, fame, acclaim, recognition, appreciation, admiration, awe, reverence, veneration, worship, homage, tribute, praise, commendation, accolade, award, prize, trophy, medal, badge, emblem, insignia, symbol, token, gesture, act, deed, work, product, creation, invention, design, plan, strategy, method, approach, technique, procedure, protocol, policy, guideline, rule, regulation, standard, criteria, measure, benchmark, target, objective, aim, direction, path, course, route, journey, voyage, expedition, tour, trek, pilgrimage, quest, pursuit, chase, race, competition, contest, match, game, battle, conflict, struggle, fight, war, warfare, hostilities, aggression, hostility, animosity, enmity, hatred, ill will, malice, spite, envy, jealousy, covetousness, greed, lust, desire, craving, appetite, hunger, thirst, need, demand, requirement, necessity, obligation, duty, responsibility, task, assignment, chore, job, role, function, position, title, rank, status, stature, standing, grade, degree, level, tier, echelon, hierarchy, order, sequence, series, progression, evolution, development, growth, maturation, maturity, perfection, completion, fulfillment, satisfaction, accomplishment, attainment, acquisition, possession, ownership, control, dominion, sovereignty, authority, power, influence, sway, leverage, clout, pull, weight, bearing, burden, load, strain, stress, pressure, tension, anxiety, worry, concern, fear, dread, horror, terror, panic, despair, hopelessness, despondency, dejection, depression, melancholy, sadness, sorrow, grief, mourning, lament, woe, misery, misfortune, calamity, disaster, catastrophe, tragedy, mishap, accident, error, fault, flaw, defect, imperfection, deficiency, shortcoming, limitation, restriction, constraint, hindrance, obstacle, barrier, blockage, impediment, obstruction, interference, disruption, disturbance, commotion, tumult, uproar, chaos, disorder, confusion, disorganization, disharmony, discord, dissension, division, separation, alienation, estrangement, detachment, isolation, loneliness, solitude, 寂寞孤独感独处安静思考自我反省内省内心世界精神层面心灵深处灵魂栖息地内在力量源泉动力源能量场磁场气场氛围环境气氛情绪情感波动起伏变化无常多变莫测难以捉摸不可预测无法掌控失控状态混乱局面复杂情况棘手问题困难挑战艰巨任务繁重工作沉重负担巨大压力心理负荷过在极限边缘崩溃临界点危险区域高风险地带敏感地段脆弱环节薄弱之处软肋弱点致命伤要害部位关键节点核心要素中心思想主旨要义精髓本质真理真相事实依据证据材料数据 3. Browns rookie Quinshon Judkins arrested. Shocking domestic violence allegations. Shocking allegations surface. Browns rookie Quinshon Judkins faces domestic violence charges. Here's what we know so far. New details have emerged surrounding the arrest of Cleveland Browns rookie running back Quinshon Judkins, who was taken into custody over the weekend on allegations of domestic violence and battery. According to a spokesperson from the Fort Lauderdale Police Department's Media Relations Unit, officers responded to a call regarding a delayed battery incident on Saturday morning. After arriving at a location on West Cypress Creek Road around 9 a.m., they interviewed the victim and subsequently arrested Judkins, 21, after determining that an altercation had indeed occurred. But here's where it gets complicated. The exact timeline of events, including where Judkins was when police spoke to the victim, remains unclear. Judkins, a former Ohio State standout drafted in the second round of the 2025 NFL Draft, now faces a misdemeanor charge of domestic battery. The official police report describes the offense as touch or strike / battery / domestic violence. As of early Sunday afternoon, he was still being held at Broward County's main jail, with bail set at $2,500. And this is the part most people miss. Judkins hadn't even signed his rookie contract with the Browns yet, raising questions about how this legal trouble could impact his future with the team. The Browns organization issued a brief statement late Saturday night, confirming they were aware of the situation and gathering information. Meanwhile, the NFL has acknowledged the arrest, but declined further comment, leaving fans and analysts to speculate about potential disciplinary actions. Judkins, who transferred to Ohio State in 2024 after 2 standout seasons at Ole Miss, was expected to play a key role in Cleveland's backfield this year, especially after veteran Nick Chubb departed for Houston. Assistant GM Glenn Cook had previously praised Judkins as a physical, tough, 3-down back who embodies the hard-nosed style of AFC North football. Now, his promising career hangs in the balance. Controversy alert. Should the Browns reconsider Judkins' place on the roster before he even steps on a field? But does he deserve the presumption of innocence until proven guilty? Share your thoughts below. Do you think the league should take immediate action or wait for the legal process to unfold? 4. Quinshon Judkins arrested. Browns RB faces domestic battery charges. Many are shocked to hear that Quinshon Judkins, a rookie running back for the Cleveland Browns, has been publicly linked to a misdemeanor domestic battery charge, an issue that undoubtedly raises questions about his future, both legally and professionally. But here's where it gets controversial. The details are still unfolding, and the case could influence more than just his personal life. According to reports from ESPN's Daniel Oyefusi, the Fort Lauderdale Police Department explained that on the morning of July 12th, at around 9 a.m., officers responded to a call about a delayed battery incident at the 1500 block of West Cypress Creek Road. Upon arrival, law enforcement spoke with the victim and, after conducting a preliminary investigation, determined that an active battery had occurred. They then located Judkins, who was born on October 29, 2003, and took him into custody. He was subsequently transported to Broward County Main Jail and formally charged with misdemeanor battery related to domestic violence, specifically under Florida Law FSS 784.03-1A1. Judkins remained in custody overnight and is scheduled to appear for an initial hearing on Sunday. While the legal process moves forward, it's important to recognize that the NFL does not overlook incidents like this. Under the league's personal conduct policy, players involved in any form of battery, domestic or otherwise, are subject to disciplinary action. Typically, a battery charge can lead to a minimum suspension of 6 games, although the final penalty often depends on circumstances, previous conduct, and other factors. Adding another layer of complexity, Judkins has not yet signed his rookie contract. He is among a group of 32nd-round draft picks who are still negotiating deals, primarily over the issue of guarantee clauses. Some experts in league circles are speculating that Judkins might be the first among this group to accept a deal with less than 100% guaranteed money. Such a move could set a precedent, influencing contract negotiations for other top picks, especially those in similar positions around the 36th overall draft slot. The fallout from his legal situation could even provide leverage for agents negotiating future deals for their clients. This case illustrates how off-field issues can significantly impact a player's career trajectory, especially for high-profile rookies. As the legal process unfolds and the NFL deliberates on disciplinary measures, it raises important questions. Should teams and leagues take a tougher stance on legal matters involving their players? And how might this incident affect Judkins' reputation and future opportunities? Do you believe the league's policies are sufficient, or should they hold players to a stricter standard from the start? Share your thoughts in the comments. This situation sparks debate about accountability, fairness, and the balance between a player's off-field conduct and their professional responsibilities.